Good morning. Good morning, good morning. It is Tuesday and it is week 2 of our 6 weeks of ski conditioning. So if you are joining me this morning, welcome. Grab some water, grab a towel if you need it, and just grab your body and your mat. So we're going to go ahead and get started in just a minute. I'm going to give everybody a minute to come into the room. Go ahead and start maybe moving your body, doing some jumping jacks, doing some different moves, some squats, and we'll warm up together here in a minute. So, a little bit of housekeeping while we're waiting for people. I don't have any music on my end, so if you want to play some music, go ahead and put that on your end. And then the other thing is just I do examples of moves, and I want to let you know that I show progressions and modifications, but also if that does not work for your body this morning, then I want you to choose something else to do. Just, it's important to keep your body moving, but if you need a break, take it. But you don't necessarily have to do what I'm saying. So go ahead and do what works for you. We have about a 30 to 40 minute workout this morning together, so we'll be done just around 7 o'clock, and hopefully that works for you. If you need to scooch out early, go ahead and do that. We'll be doing some stretches at the end, okay? This is our second week of 6 weeks. And today is legs and core, which is gonna be tough. I don't know about you, but I definitely felt my glute meats, like my outside hips last time, just a little bit. So that was kind of nice. Yeah. My name is Kelsey Barkland. I am an outdoor gear exchange gear expert, a certified group fitness instructor, a doctor of physical therapy, and most of all, I am just here, just like you, to get in shape for ski season. We're gonna do it together. We're gonna do it from our living room or wherever you are right now for 6 weeks together. We're doing twice a week workouts. So go ahead and get started. We are going to start warming up with some squats. So we're gonna be right here, feet shoulder width apart or maybe a little bit wider. Just some body weight squats. Okay, so we are just warming up together. Just a few moves, start getting the body moving. I actually slept in a little bit more than normal, so I feel like I am just, get the heart rate going right away. Normally I'm a little bit more warmed up than this. Good. If squats doesn't work for you, you can do some jumping jacks, whatever variation that works for you. We are moving into those together next. So jumping jacks, we can do traditional, or you can do little step jacks here, okay? Whatever works for you. Full jumping jacks. We're just here to get a little bit warmed up before we get started. We're also waiting to see if anybody else needs to come in. Steady the breath. If you need to grab any last minute things, now's your chance. We need water, towel, maybe a sturdy surface to hold on to, like a chair or a wall. Okay, give it a little pause there, shake it off. We are gonna go ahead and get started. So we have 6 different workout moves. We are going to do 30 seconds of work, 15 seconds off, and you do get a minute rest between. So your first move is going to be a lunge pulse. I'll show it to you from 2 different sides. So I'm going to choose to do my right leg forward first, left leg back. I'm going to go down into my lunge position, and I'm going to stay down and just pulse from there. Okay? If this doesn't work for you, you can do lunges up and down. Okay? And then if that doesn't work for you, you can also do little switches. That would be a little bit more of a break. If you wanted to switch between, go for that, okay? From the front view, what I want is you keeping an eye on that front knee, and I want you to act like it is just gliding in a straight line over about that second toe, but maybe you can still just barely see that second toe. So I can just barely see my nail. And then I'm going to come back up. Okay? We'll talk about a few more little cues once we get started. So here we go. Grab a sip of water. We are going in 10 seconds. If you want to stay on one side, choose which one it is right now. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So we're going to lunge down, and I'm going to pulse right here. So I'm just going up and down, maybe about an inch. Good. Think about keeping that core nice and tight. It's like we have a zipper on the front of us. We're just nice and tight, pulling that zipper up, all the way up to the rib cage. And relax. Shake it off. I'm going to switch legs. If you want to make it a little bit more intense, you might choose to stay on that same leg for the first 2 rounds and then switch. Definitely be a little bit more of a burnout. Ready, go. If you remember these from last week, right, we're sticking with the same moves for the first 3 weeks, and then we're going to switch the moves. This is so that you can get a little bit of a handle on the moves, but also see progression, even in those first 3 weeks. You might notice, whoops, you were a little bit sore last week, but then next week you do the moves and you feel much better. 3, 2, 1, relax. I'm going to switch again. I'm going to go to a different view. So my right foot is forward. I have 1 more round on my right, 1 more round on my left. So do you. Keep it up. Ready, set, go. Option being down and up, or you can go down, up, and switch. Okay? Make it whatever you need it to be this morning. Think about those hips for just a moment. I want you acting like you have 2 flashlights on the front of your hip bones. They're pointed straight forward. 3, 2, 1, relax. So maybe that's what that looks like, is your back hip sometimes likes to rotate up to the side. To open up, I want you to rotate it forward. Ready, set, go. So hips are nice and level, hips are pointed forward. Okay? Stick with me. Pull a little zipper up on your core. And breathe. You got 10 seconds left, and then we get a minute rest. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Shake out the legs. You have a minute rest. If you're just joining us and you're a little bit late, it's okay. Grab some water. We're here to have fun. We just got started. Our next move is a single leg sit to stand, or a single leg squat. So I'm going to have my chair here, and I'm going to show you a couple different options. So first one would be staggering 1 foot in front of the other. Whichever foot is closer to the chair is going to do more of the work. Okay? So I'm going to put my right foot out a little ways, so my left foot has to work a little harder. And then I'm coming up, and I'm coming down. I'm keeping an eye on my knee, making sure I have nice moves there. Okay, so that's one option. You can also try to float that foot. The other option would be holding onto the back of the chair, making it a full single leg squat, down and up. Whatever works for you, get in position. We're going in 3, 2, 1. I'm choosing to stay on my right leg for the whole first round. I'm focusing on keeping the weight maybe a little bit closer to my heel, so I'm kind of sitting back, sending my butt back. I want you to act like you're about to sit down on a squatty potty or on a porta potty, and you don't necessarily want to sit down. You're just going to like hover, which is not a good thing, but relax. We're going to switch sides. If you're doing that sit to stand, that's the motion that you're making. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm switching legs. I'm going to show you what I mean from the side. So, I am not squatting and setting that knee over the toe. I'm squatting and sitting back. Okay? Still thinking about the core, keeping it nice and active. Still thinking about my breathing. 3, 2, 1. Switch it up. We have one more time on each side. If that works for you, stick with me. If it doesn't, find something that does. Keep your body moving. We're going to switch up these moves here in just a minute. Ready, go. I want you to imagine yourself skiing right now and how the pressure between the skis is never perfectly even, right? So we're loading one leg then the other. We're going to try and make it so we don't necessarily have a favorite this year. I know I do. Ready, relax. If I remember right, I'm definitely better turning to the left, just if I need to do a little bit of like speed control in the woods. So maybe you have a favorite too. Ready, go. But maybe that's something that I work on this year. Personally, I like to set goals and intentions for each year, just so that I make sure I have fun, make sure I'm progressing. But if your goal or intention is just to get out there more, maybe have some more fun, then that works for you. We got 5 seconds left on this side. And relax. Good. 1 minute rest. Grab a sip of water. I want you to pay attention to our next move here. It is going to be a wide, low squat with some heel lifts. So you can choose to stay down in that squat, or you can do that modification which I'm about to show. So I'm going to have my heels wider than my hips, toes turned out at like a 45-degree angle. When I go down, my knees are also going to glide towards that 45-degree angle. And I'm going to go down until my thighs are about parallel with the ground, keeping that nice zipper, keeping myself nice and tall. You can choose to go up and down from here, okay? Or you can choose to stay down, do a little heel lift, and switch, okay? Whatever works for you for this next 4 rounds. Get in position. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So I added this one in specifically because, I don't know about you, but my calves sometimes are burning at the end of, like, especially if we stick on groomers early season. So we want to get some work through those calves, get them warmed up, so that way they can be stronger. Maybe they won't yell so loud this year. Ready, relax. Shake it off in between rounds if you need to. It's a quick 15 seconds. We're going again in 3, 2, 1. Sink it down and stay there and do the heel lifts, or come up, come down, okay? Heavy on the quads, heavy on the glutes. I had someone actually message and ask me if this class is good for snowboarders too. I'll say I don't tailor it specifically that much to skiers, but we definitely work the quads and the glutes. Relax. But I've only snowboarded a couple times in my life, and who knows, I might need to research it more, but I remember my glutes burning, so I think it'd be great for snowboarders. Ready, go. If anything, we're here for 6 weeks, working out together, getting in shape, letting the stoke get high, all right? Stay low with me, lift the heels, and breathe. We got 5 seconds. Good, relax. One last round coming up. Remember, modifications are there if you need it. Kind of feels good to stretch out the hips in between rounds. Ready, go. Stay low. Maybe this round you think about upper body, having those shoulders down and away from the ears and relaxed. There shouldn't be any tension in the neck, in the face, in the jaw. And breathe. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. Come up, shake it off, grab a sip of water, pay attention. We are doing our cobra lifts. I'll give a few options. So we're going to be down on our bellies. When you're on your belly, I want you to make sure you're doing a slight tuck to the tailbone. So you're like a dog, tucking his tail between his legs. Okay, that activates the glutes, supports the back. Then we're going to do a little lift off the floor here, keeping the neck nice and long, so I'm not looking up, looking around. I have my chin tucked, squeezing my shoulder blades together. Optional, lift the legs. Okay, so this could be the full move. Legs down would be a modification. Other modification, if I were just thinking, we could also do something on hands and knees, maybe a little bird dog. So I'll continue with this variation. I want everybody to get into position. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Go down into that cobra. Lift up. If you want, or if it's too much on your low back, to do that position, I want you here with me. Doing a nice little bird dog. Thinking about keeping your back nice and steady. If you want to enhance your bird dog, you can lift those knees off the ground. Take a break. Good job. So if you need to stick with the bird dog, stick with the bird dog. I'm going to go back down to cobra to show some advanced moves that we can do. Ready, set, go. So I'm going to tuck my tailbone, brace my abs, lift up the legs. Optional elbow drive towards one hip and then switch. So I'm going to drive my left elbow to my left hip, right elbow to right hip. So almost like a little bit of an oblique crunch. Three, 2, 1, relax. Good, I'm going to stay in this position, maybe shake out the hips a little bit by bending my knees. Shake out the low back. We're starting again in 3, 2, 1. 2 rounds down, 2 to go. Stay with me. I'm going to drive those elbows. Remember, if this starts to feel maybe a little too pinchy or crunchy on your low back, I want you to first tuck the tailbone, pull the belly button in. If that does not work, come up onto hands and knees. Do those bird dogs. 3, 2, 1. Relax down. We got 2 more rounds. Oh, 1 more round. Forgot that I did bird dogs for the first round, everybody. You're doing great. I'm keeping track. Ready, set, go. Last round. So here's those bird dogs again. If you feel like you need a little break from that low back crunch, we can come up also, hovering those knees. Ten seconds. Hovering the knees on the bird dogs is really hard. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Grab a sip of water. You get a minute rest. I want you to pay attention. We have 2 more moves before our challenge move. Okay, we have some hollow rocks or a V-sit, whatever works for you. So option number 1 would be feet stay on the floor, sitting up nice and tall through the spine, and then hinging back just until you feel like that core is engaged. This would be option number 1. Option number 2, come on up for that V-sit. Whoops. Option number 3, come on down for that hollow hold. Okay? Wherever you are, I want you to pay attention to your lower core, kind of that space between your hip bones, down here. And I want you to feel yourself firming that up, just like a tightrope, pulling from one hip bone to the other. Get into position. 3, 2, 1. Sitting up nice and tall if you're staying up here. Thinking about that zipper on your front body, pulling from really low, pulling all the way up to that chest bone or sternum. You got 10 seconds more of work here. I'll do all 3 variations here, so whatever works for you. And relax. If you need to stick with that move, go for it. We got 3 more rounds, okay? If you want to take it up to that V-sit, you can follow me next. We're going in 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to hinge back just a little bit, keep my core tight, lift one leg at a time. Whoop. For some reason, I'm very bad at balancing in this today. Every day is different. Do what feels good to you today. The world is already hard enough on you. You don't need to be hard on yourself. 3, 2, 1. Relax. I'll show our next variation, which is that hollow hold. We're going in 3, 2, 1. So I like to start sitting up tall, thinking about leaning back, getting those legs off the ground, rolling all the way until my low back is planted on the mat. And then I'm thinking of scooping up from down low. We got 10 seconds left here. Breathing. And relax. Good. One more round. Stick with me. Keep it breathing. Maybe shake it out a little bit. Do whatever move works for you for this next round. Last round. Ready. Go. Try not to hold your breath. I want a nice fluid in to out. You can breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And relax. Good. That's a hard one. So maybe give a little stretch to the back. We have 1 minute. I'm going to show you our last move for our 6 rounds here. We have heel taps. So my feet are going to be just about hip width apart. I'm going to roll down onto my back. And then I'm going to think about tucking my chin, lifting my head off the mat. Hopefully we're utilizing those muscles on the front part of our neck here, not necessarily the ones underneath the skull bones back here. Those ones love to overwork. So from here, we're going to think about peeling our shoulder blades off the mat, keeping that zipper motion through the core, and then reaching for one heel and then the other, okay? So get into position, ready, set, go. This can be pretty intense on the neck, so I'm going to show you another variation. If you want to stay with your head down, that's perfectly good for today. I want you to instead lift one leg up, other leg up, and then with control from the core, take those knees and do like a windshield wiper motion. Side to side. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Relax. I'm going to continue to show this, so if you need to watch this, it can be your break for your neck. We're going again, second round. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to show one other kind of variation if even this feels like this is not great for your body this morning. You can keep your feet on the ground and lift one leg at a time, either like that or out straight and switch. okay? Thinking about keeping that low back gently grounded. We got 3, 2, 1. Relax. 2 rounds down, 2 rounds to go. I'm going to join you with those heel taps again. You're staying strong. I know you are. Ready, set, go. All right, a little bit of housekeeping while we're doing this move. We got 30 seconds left, or 20 seconds left. I am on vacation next week. I have pre-recorded some workouts for you all, so they will be posted to the IGTV. I want you all to stick with it next week. 3, 2, 1. Relax down. I want you all to stick with it next week. I am just completely out of service zone, and so I cannot join you live, but I did pre-record them. It felt a little funny recording Thanksgivings last night, but you'll enjoy it. Ready, set, go. So I'm tucking the chin. When I was recording it, I kind of didn't even think about next Thursday being Thanksgiving until the end of the video, so you might get a little kick out of how late in the game I announced that it's Thanksgiving. I kept just saying Thursday, but I hope you're celebrating with family or friends next week. And relax. Nice job. Okay, we are going to do a challenge move. So, for a little while I debated if I wanted to switch these up from week to week, but I kind of find it fun and nice to try to do it every 7 days for 3 weeks and just see what that looks like, and then maybe we'll do it the last day. So we are going to put 1 minute on the clock. We're going to do squats or squat jumps, okay, for that solid minute. You can choose what you want to do, what variation, but I want you to possibly, if you want to, count your reps. So you can do squats here, or you can do squat jumps, and I'll guide you through those as we go. We are, in the next 3 weeks, going to, after Thanksgiving week, we are going to progress the moves, and we will have maybe a little bit more jumping or plyometric moves. So it's kind of good to get those started if your body's ready for it. All right, 1 minute is going on the clock. It's our last minute of work. It's almost 7 o'clock, but stay with me. You got the time. Ready, set, go. Max squats or max squat jumps, okay? If you're doing those squat jumps, I want you to act like you have a downstairs neighbor and it's only 6:58 in the morning, which it is, and I want you to be nice and quiet on that land. You are like a well-oiled spring, and you're rebounding off the ground, softly landing on the ground. 30 seconds down, 30 seconds to go. Breathe. Stick with me, keep it moving. If you need to do just those regular squats, go for it. 10 seconds. How high can you jump? 3, 2, 1. Relax, shake it off. Slow the breathing down. We're gonna do some stretches together. Whew. So, nice deep breath up. Nice deep breath down. Nice job. We are going to come down onto a seated position for a figure 4. If you want to stay up and standing, oh, catches my breath every time. If you want to stay up and standing, you can do this option of stretch, or you can even sit on your chair and do that leg up and over. Gentle pressure here. I was going to do it down on my back, but sometimes it's hard to lay down right after all those jump squats. So, kind of play with this this stretch a little bit. We're going to switch sides. And I want you to feel the difference between when you kind of tip your tailbone behind you, and then when you tuck your tailbone under a little bit. Feel where you feel the stretch that you enjoy, I guess I should say. And I want you to stay in that position for just a few more seconds and breathe. Good. Come on up. I want you to put those feet as wide as you can on your mat. And we're going to shift our hips over to one side. Feel a nice adductor stretch or a groin stretch through here. You're going to optionally take that arm up and over. Then we're going to come back. And I want you, instead of just shifting to the other side, I want you to imagine that there is a circle or a bowl, and I want you to scrape the bowl, so you're going to come around to the back, nice and slow, feel all those different fibers from the muscles, and switch sides. Good. Arm up and over is optional. Thank you for sticking with me. We have 4 more weeks of this together. So I'm here on Thursday, 6:30 a.m. Catch next week's workouts pre-recorded on the IGTV. I'm going to post them late Friday night, so they'll be there for you all next week. All right, now we're going to take that bowl. I want you to scrape the front. So around to the front, back over to that first side, then come up, shake it off. Last stretch I want you to do is for your quads. So if you're doing a standing stretch, you can do it here. If this is too intense for your knee or for your hip, you have that chair. I want you to put that leg up behind it, tuck the tailbone so you get a hip flexor stretch, and you can even get a little bend and maybe feel the front part of your quad or the front part of your upper leg. Good, come on up. Last stretch. If you got the time, do it. Little quad stretch here. Hopefully you all can join me on Thursday, 6:30 a.m. This is our second week of 6 weeks. If you or a friend wants to join and is unable to make the 6:30 a.m. time, have them watch the IGTV, which is on the OGE Instagram page, or I think we're posting these to YouTube. I should go and confirm. So go ahead and check it out on the Outdoor Gear Exchange YouTube. Thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you have a fantastic Tuesday. I'll see you on Thursday, and then catch me next week on recording.